What's good, y'all? It's your boy J Real Sly. Once again, sliding on that timeline. Coming through with another reacts. The react series is going on strong. It's going on consistent. You feel me? This is Invincible, Crash Outs are unreal. By JP Talk Too Much. Great topic. Before I go any further, y'all need to make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment if you got something to say. Everybody don't need to comment, but some positivity won't help, especially get those 3 good deeds you need to do out the way. Commenting and helping the community is a beautiful way to boast some good deeds and some karma points. But make sure once you subscribe, you turn on all notifications, you end up missing something. You feel me? Invisible Crash Outs are indeed insane. Powerplex is notably one of my least favorite crash outs in Invincible, but we're not going to take too much of his talking points. We're just going to lock in. So let's get straight into it.
Alright, bro, look. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be running it back with another episode of the Crash Out Files. Because between Engstrom Levy and Powerplex, I don't know who's the bigger crash out, but we're going to talk about them. Before we begin, please make sure you subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and consider becoming a member if you want to support the channel and get some extra perks. The last campaign for my plushie didn't reach 100 orders, so the people that pre-ordered got refunded their money, and we're going to run it back again in June. If you want to support me by getting a plushie, click the link in the description to provide me with your email so that you can be one of the first people to know once the campaign is live. And as usual, channel members get a 15% off, so hey, become a channel member. Please help a brother out. With that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I present a new episode of the Crash Out Files. Yeah, I'm about to tweak, watch out, man, I'm about to crash out. I done hit my limit, now I'm about to wild out. Everything's a threat. I'm coming straight for next, so watch out.
It is amazing.
And then they hit me with an unsponsored ad. Amazing. Unsponsored, by the way.
Before I begin talking about Engstrom, I know a lot of you love the Crash Out theme song. The link to it is in the description. Check it out. Engstrom had less of a reason than Powerplex to crash out, bro, because it was all his fault. And this man gonna pull up on a baby Oliver and Debbie.
Engstrom's was the one that confused me the most, because it's like, not confused, it made sense, but it was like the most, like, if you take a step back from the situation, it's like, okay, this man's actually criminally insane, but it's like his brain literally got mangled. So some of them angstroms that he mixed with might have been clinically insane, so who knows. But it was like, I'm the hero, then breaks an innocent woman's arm.
Threatening their lives and injuring Debbie, bro. You had no reason to do all this. But how did we get to this disgusting looking dude, fake ass Megamind, crashing out? Had no reason to do all this. But how did we get?
Look at that boy's side profile, boy. He got a long back, literally. Holy. Loki, he got good reason to crash.
To this disgusting looking dude, fake ass Megamind, crashing out the way he did. So Engstrom is from another universe where Mark took the side of Omni-Man. And Brody was brutal, murking people left and right and then telling him it was for peace. So Engstrom decided to gather a group of himself and a couple molars to help him out. Builds this crazy ass machine, which the molars tell him do not take the helmet off until the process is finished, no matter what happened. And guess what this man does the moment Invincible starts getting jumped by the molars? Takes the helmet off and ruined everything. And then bro blames Mark for turning him into this creature because he took his helmet off. The way this man avoids accountability for his own actions,
insane.
It's commendable. Brody had zero reason to take the helmet off, bro. So what, Invincible died? Your plan was to save a bunch of other dimensions. Plus, you already hate this man. Ugh, I don't want my empire to be built on spilled blood. Buddy, in case you didn't notice, you can't make an omelet without cracking a couple of eggs. And what's worse is, because he took the helmet off, all the other...
It's a very intricate question. Can't make an omelet out cracking a couple of eggs. That's an interesting take.
Engstrom's memories melded into his, and now he doesn't even know which one is his reality. And bro just became Mark's #1 hater. And now we're back. He messes with Mark
Dinkelberg
one too many times by throwing him into a bunch of portals. And Brody got mad and finally decided to go haywire and kill Engstrom. And and bro somehow survives, gets a bunch of other Invincibles from different dimensions, and pull it back up to Mark. Mind you, he hates Invincible. Like, how much of a hater you gotta be to work with the person you hate? Multiple versions of him just to try and mess with one dude, to which you had to strand these bastards in a random dimension because they was about to get your ass. Anywho, he pulled back up to Invincible and was countering this nigga, not gonna lie, bro. And Oliver was like, yo, bro, he's a bad guy. Why don't we just kill him so he doesn't return? And Mark was being a head ass, and Angstrom ended up getting away, but losing an arm in the process. And what's worse is, the engineers just made him their slaves. They were like, nah, bro, we ain't healing you no more, broski. You had 18 full-fledged world-conquering Viltrumites on your side. How did you fail? And what's worse is, he tried to command them. They ain't care, but it was like, we'll leave you here to die, bro. But if you work for us, we'll heal you. And Brody had no choice. All that crashing out just to end up being a slave. And you're black? That's even worse, bro. Now, Powerplex, on the other hand, Brody is a...
My thing is, Angstrom is a crash out, and his circumstances are like he has every reason not to crash out. Powerplex is an idiotic crash out, no doubt, but his circumstances support it. Like, his girlfriend gotta be a little slow. The way she be like y'all gonna see, hold on.
Complete nutcase. And I can't blame him. Actually, I lied. I can definitely blame this dumbass. His sister and her kid got cooked during the father and son squabble Mark had with Omni-Man. And bro actually had a point. Like,
wasn't Mark's fault, by the way.
Bro, who is gonna be held accountable for this? Every time there's a big fight in the city, bro, buildings are destroyed, people die, but no heroes or villains are held accountable. So bro wanted Mark to be held accountable. And he did try going the good route. Bro gathered evidence for years against this man. But then again, you can't prosecute somebody who saved your entire planet. And you know what's even crazier is, he knows all of this. He literally works for Cecil. So he's seen the behind the scene footage of Omni-Man strangling Mark in front of that train. And he heard the entire conversation. At this point, dude is just crashing out for the love of the game, bro. Like, he has no reason for this. Imagine having all the information to make the correct decision and still chose the wrong path. Brody decides, since the justice system isn't doing anything, he's gonna take it into his own hands. Bro smuggles some new technology from his job and used it to turn himself into Powerplex. First things first, bro goes into the street to declare his buffoonery, only for Invincible to not show up. Instead, bro got stuck with dollar store Plastic Man. And you want to hear the crazy part? In this scene of him trying to bait out Invincible, he's destroying parts of a building, putting people in danger. Like, you're just a hypocrite at this point. And if you look deeper into the scene, you will notice how dense this man is. Everyone is looking at him and is terrified of him.
Looking at him in fear, and he's still going.
Even though he was only defending himself, right? Any normal person would look back at that scene and be like, damn, maybe I'm wrong. Invincible was defending himself. Which, let me repeat, this nigga knows that. But nah, Brody pulls back up at the memorial, spouting his nonsense until Brody gets into a fight with Eve and stopped. Powerplex is a deeply flawed and deranged person. Bro needs therapy, but doesn't know it or want it. And even when Mark agrees with him, right, shows him that he gets...
Okay, he didn't show it, but like, his wife, after him failing to rage bait Invincible, literally masterclass at rage baiting, he got an F twice. His wife goes, how about you tie me up, we tie the newborn baby up, and we bait him out like that. The problem with that thought process is, one, it indicates that you know he's a good person, because he doesn't come out at you, you know, trash talking at a memorial, his name, because no one's in danger. He doesn't come out when you first do your little thing in the city because no one's in danger. But when people are actually in danger, you're like, this gonna get him to come out. As you're making that plan, are you not thinking, oh, he might actually be a good guy? Then his wife straps up their newborn baby and they get turned to a, hold on.
Gets his point and understands. Bro's like, nah, that's not enough. And in a final bid to try and get his version of justice, bro used his own personal family. Like, Brody, you could have actually kidnapped some random citizens and you...
This is my thing, though. His wife offered. She
got the same result. But nah, he decided to use his wife and child. Gets in a fight with Invincible and ended up cooking both of them. And what's even crazier is this nigga still blamed Invincible.
Fried them, looked at their corpse, looked at the person he just tried to attack, was led to him frying his family. This is your fault. Hello?
for the shit that he did. Like, bro, you caused this. They told you to chill out. Mark tried to get you to calm down, but you were too piped up to notice you were frying your own family. Brody ended up getting taken to jail, only to get out during the Invincible War and taking down a version of Mark by himself, which just shows how much of a threat this guy could have been. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a threat who crashes out just for the love of the game, bro. Conquest pulled up with only one objective in his mind: beat somebody's ass. Bro pulled up only days after the Invincible War and was like, all right, bro, put them hands up, bro. I'm just here to run the ones. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. And Mark, thinking since he got a lot stronger, would be able to handle Conquest. Yeah, nah, Brody got his ass manhandled. Several cities destroyed. Oliver got the smack of his life. And Conquest was gonna gladly stretch this man in 2 pieces until Mark came in for the save. But Conquest didn't like that. So he decides to pull an Omni-Man Part 2, running this man Mark through an entire beach full of people. And when Eve came in to help, she gave this man a bit of a fight until she got gutted and put on her ass. Mark got his bones broken, and Conquest sits there monologuing, of course, until Eve unlocks her limiter, allowing her to get a good shot on this menace, putting him down. And even though bro just got roasted, he was still ready to fight. But Mark pulled up and started giving this man these headbutts of doom. And then the most frustrating part of the show happened. This bastard Cecil decides to keep this man alive.
Cecil!
Thinking, oh yeah, there's no way the second strongest Viltrumite can escape from this. Spoiler alert, he did. And bruh, like my dog Zeph made a video about this, check it out. The Invincible Universe is scuffed. This place is filled with completely unhinged crash outs and menaces. You got niggas like Battle Beast running around, Powerplex, Angstrom, and just the entire Viltrumite Empire. And there are barely any superheroes that can help. You have the frauds of the globe, who has never won a single fight after episode 1 of season 1, who was led by the biggest fraud of them all, the Immortal, who is married to the second biggest fraud on that team, Duplicate. All my homies hate Duplicate. And mind you, after getting their ass...
He said all his homies hate Duplicate. All of humanity hate Duplicate. This is a crazy frame. Twitch, this is an Invincible. Hold on. It's on my screen. Okay, that's not any better. Okay, that's not any better.
They quit! So
okay. The whole humanity hates Duplicate. Nobody, if you tell me you like Duplicate, I don't think you're a sane human being. Not only when we saw her brother Paul going crazy, and his name's better. Multiple, his name's way harder. And he uses his powers significantly better. Duplicate, I just don't, let's not get into that. We're not going to take an 8-minute video, turn it to 3 hours on some I'm Dante time.
Literally, the only person who could defend the Earth is Invincible. Like, bro, this is reaching Attack on Titan levels of terrible. I would not want to live in the Invincible universe. Anywho, bro, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe.
See, we don't threaten people like he does, at GTA. You know what I'm saying? I believe in y'all. I have faith that y'all helping the community grow, whether that be from subscribing or sharing, whatever have you, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. Again, drink water. And make sure to do at least, we'll go easy on y'all today. Do at least 4 good deeds. You may be wondering why they're going easy on you, changing from 3 to 4. Because the more good you do, the better off you will be. You know, helping others helps you. So, feel me? Make sure you get 4 good deeds done. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment if you dare. Yeah. Peace.